Now it says reconnection again. Am I back? Yes. Yeah, it says. I don't know. Oh, okay, I gotta get off this screen. Oh, yeah, so now it's all green again. I don't know what happened. It was like after you guys started talking, then I got a pop up that my OBS was disconnected. Then it was back. Then it was on, and the little square was all red. Now the square is green. I have no idea if anyone's here. Um, I guess has to go through that commercial thing first. Okay, so I'm just give me a sec. Yeah, there's the chat. Okay, there you guys are all in the chat there. I don't know if you can see. All right. So am I back? Yeah, it's green now. Did I lose you all? Because now it says no viewers. That's okay. So Peach, please, you got the Ace of Pentacles about dude in your weird dream. See, your dream was so powerful it knocked us all offline. uh, yeah, I'm still recording. So even if you don't get back because you had to work, or maybe you're here. Yeah, yeah, you're okay. You say you're here. So you had Ace of Pentacles, Peach, please, for that crazy wild dream. Um, what was the actual question about the dream? Let me just scroll back. This guy, he's been acting weird. Dynamic shifted. Yeah, it's so funny. That's so funny that when you asked that question, everything blew up. That makes me laugh. Yeah, so you got the Ace of Pentacles, which actually, how would that fit with that dream? Ace of Pentacles is about knowledge, and much like you had the Hermit card with like I want to be alone, and then the Ace of Pentacles is about kind of knowledge and spiritual insight. 'Cause we're talking about a dream, and Pentacles often represent spiritual ideas and secret knowledge and stuff like that on top of basic what we usually use pentacles for as money and businesses and stuff like that. Or maybe you work with this guy. Maybe he's going to give you some money. Maybe he's going to give you a gift or ask you on a date. But if you're hiding, I guess you're hiding from the psychopaths. Is he a psychopath? No, he looks just like he's a boss or something. He looks like a normal guy. No devils. But yeah, so Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it looks. So you figure the Ace of Pentacles often represents a winter timing, right? We're in winter now for sure because we hit winter on December 21st. So we've been in winter for a month now, exactly. And then, so it's winter timing of something new beginning. And like I said, he may have an offer for you, may give you money or a gift or a job. But yeah, it's positive. At any rate, very positive card about your weird dream and what his deal is. So I guess he has some kind of attraction to you too. And so I guess just be patient and hope it all works out for the best. And like I've said before, you can also Google the card and see bazillions of um, interpretation. Yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to. It's a weird card to pick for that question. My brain's not working fast enough in this weather. But anyways, it's positive, and I guess the main thing to think about with that Ace of Pentacles is that it is new beginnings and winter new beginnings. So um, it's positive. Maybe he's a millionaire and you'll marry him and you'll live happily ever after. Maybe he's an earth sign because pentacles are the earth signs. Any rate, like I said, it's a very positive card. So don't be scared of him till he does crazy things. So if anyone's joining us, yeah, I fell off for a while there, but now I'm back. Yep, it's a good sign. Good. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is always a good thing because it's hand of God bringing you money. Sometimes, let's see, aces usually represent the beginning stages of something. Therefore, the beginning, not when something is supposed to be well established. Yep, it's new beginnings, new opportunities, gifts, and so on. And that'd be so hilarious if he had the same dream. It happens. It happens. Doug James and I were talking earlier about dream pools and the creative unconscious and all these types of things. So, yeah, it's very positive. Yeah. Yeah, I know. People having the same dreams. It's crazy. It is true. We are all connected, and people forget that, which is why I get frustrated with some, around the world of politics and wars and people fighting each other, even though everyone really pretty much has the same common goal, which is we all want to be healthy and happy with some money and good health and, jobs we want to wake up to and enjoy with our lives. We want to all wake up and enjoy our lives. And, yeah, it's frustrating when people, wars and stuff. And Dung James. Remember when I said how that one dude looked angry? Yes, yes, I do remember that. Were you able to cheer him up? Or is he a shoot to kill? And for anyone new watching, we're just chit-chatting about, because I know I've talked to Peach Please and Dung James many times over the last few months, so we have a bit of a rapport. But if you're new, just come on in. Just come into the chat, and if you want a tarot card reading, that's what I'm here for. And yeah, I just want to, it's a snow day here. Well, it's not a snow day. We don't really have, I see some snow and the sun is shining really bright because the sun is lying to us today. And because it's minus 22. What is it right now? Because the sun is still shining, so it's warmer than it was when I woke up this morning. But where's my, I thought I added the weather thing onto here. Oh, you know what's interesting? I had an Ace of Pentacles on my phone. Like what the heck is that? That's my card of the day? Ace of Pentacles, and then I pulled one for you. So let's see what this is. The Galaxy Tarot app. I'll read this to you too, even though it's copyright. Um, I'll just quickly pull some stuff out. I don't want to read it exactly because it's copywritten material from the Galaxy Tarot app. Ace of Pentacles. It's my card of the day, apparently. So it was my card and Peach Please's card. Opportunity, healthy beginning, investing, planting seeds, and grounded. It's a good day to nurture the seeds for what you want to have in the future. Learn a new skill or craft, save money. I don't want to read it all exact because I don't have copyright. Opportunity for real concrete growth, beginning of a new project, chance to improve your health, a gift, money to invest in your future, new job opportunity, strengthen your roots, ground, center your body, spend time in nature. I'm not going out in nature. Are you insane? And you're not either. Seed must be nurtured. Don't overlook the gift you are being given. Cool beans. Okay, so what was I really looking at? Okay. I just thought it was so bizarre. Like, it popped up on my Galaxy app for today's card of the day. That's always freaky when that happens. Like the other day, my card of the day on my Galaxy app was the the Chariot, and then one of my clients who I was editing a book for said, "Oh, I hear you do tarot card readings. I'm curious." And then he sent an attachment of a Chariot card, so that creeped me out. Oh, totally. Even though I'm the tarot reader. Okay, so Doug James is talking here. I remember when it said the one dude looked angry and then Peach Please, super cold and windy in New York. Yeah, New York has pretty much the same weather as we do in Toronto. It's nuts. So Doug James, wonder if it'd feel if the anger was, instead of being directed at you, the inhabitant was angry for you. And then cold, wet, and sad, what's red and bad for your teeth, a brick. Yep, that's true too. Okay, so Dung James. And hello, Cold, Wet, and Sad. I'll pull a card for you in a second. I'm just going to see what Dung James. Uh, that one inhabitant looked angry. Is angry for you. Interesting. Well, Dung James, I pulled the Nine of Cups, which is a. Oh, okay. But what's interesting, I pulled the Nine of Cups, and that's a card about hospitality and parties and stuff. So I think it's really, it fits in with what you're saying about the one guy because with this card, there's curtains in the card, which means there's unknowns. So on the surface, things look welcoming and inviting, but there's always stuff behind the curtains we don't quite know about. So yeah, just be careful with things. Things aren't always as they seem, as we all know. So cold, wet, and sad. I don't know if you're still here, but I'll pull a card for you. So cold, wet, and sad. What do we have here? I got a worrying card. So I got for you the Nine of Swords, and that card I can't. The one guy was hospitable. He was angry at me. Yeah, I do remember. Um, So, cold, wet, and sad. For today's message of the day, the Nine of Swords, SWORDS, is a card about waking up in the night going, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that. It's a worrying card. It's a card about worrying. But the good news about the card is that the card is about like stop worrying because you can't do much about things. So try not to waste your energy worrying about things that are out of your control. A lot of us burst awake in the night going, oh man. And I always get this card like, oh, it was the perfect comeback and I didn't have it. Um, but with this card, because the Suit of Swords is about stress and communication and just repetitive thoughts in our heads and stuff. And so the Nine of Swords is something, maybe you work, maybe you're a worry wart all the time, or maybe there's just some kind of nagging at you. Yeah, yeah. So don't worry so much, cold, wet, and sad, because you can't control the past. Just try and live in the present and deal with the things you can control instead of the stuff you can't control, right? All right. So, yeah, you're very welcome, Cold, Wet, and Sad. Thank you for coming by. And yeah, so don't be afraid of that card. It's a really good card. And I can't show it to you because I don't have copyright permission, but you can Google it. And I use the Rider Waite deck, RIDER hyphen WAITE. And yeah, so you can Google the picture of the card. You see a dude, going in the night with swords above his head, like the swords of Damocles ready to fall or whatever. But it is actually one of those cards that looks kind of rough, but it's actually a good message. Like just relax, it's okay. Just worry about what you can deal with and don't worry about all the rest. Nine of Cups. So what's interesting is Cold, Wet, and Sad got a Nine of Swords, and then you got Nine of Cups. So we had the two nines, two suits of nines just now within a couple of minutes being pulled within each other. And yeah, you keep getting cards for patience because you're impatient. The tarot knows. The tarot knows. So nines are about endings. And then actually the Hermit card that we pulled for Peach Please earlier is also a nine. So we're seeing a pattern here today of and then what was I pulled one for Bannock earlier. What did he get? Oh, um, can't remember what Bannock get, but we can scroll back at some point. But anyways, so all these nines are that's very interesting to me that we got three different people watching the stream got three different nines for various reasons. So nines, often, like you said, it's a um, wish fulfillment, but it's a serving card. It's a card about, like with the Hermit, it represents Virgo, and Virgos are serving people. They're compassionate people. They even though a lot of people, Virgos get a bad rap because they're critical or whatever, but in fact they're critical because they want what's best for everyone, and sometimes they're a little blunt in how they call things out. But they really are all about helping people, and if you think really hard about it, a lot of Virgos, even though they may shoot their mouths off with their sarcasm and dry wit, you may realize that, yeah, they've helped you a lot over the years. And maybe they've lent you money or babysat your kids or helped you get a job or a job reference and stuff. And so with all those nines, it's a helpful card, it's a humanitarian card, and then each specific nine has its own little twist. Like the Nine of Swords was worrying, and Virgos are worry warts, but it was the Suit of Swords, which is about communication. So worrying about how we speak to people, or if we, you know, did something wrong, and now we're worrying about the repercussions, or maybe we should have done this, or maybe we should have done that. Why didn't I do this? And so you get into all that crazy headspace. Then the Nine of Cups is, yeah, we're having a, yeah, 999, just like the song. Or 99.99. And then you have the Nine of Cups, which is the party card, but it's also be careful what you wish for, and don't fall for scams and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's all very fascinating to me, anyways. Maybe not so much to you guys. Um, yeah, and I remember Dung James, how you said the one person was angry, and then also too, because you don't know these people, maybe they came off as angry but they really weren't. Maybe they have resting bitch face, or resting bitch aura. Or maybe they're just apprehensive because you burst in out of nowhere, and they're like, well, who is this and what does he want? And yeah, they don't know what you want. They don't know if you're there for friendship or to take over or to cause them trouble, right? So there's always going to be people cautious with strangers, and most of us rightfully so. As Peach Please said earlier, that she's been dating, and now she met a psychopath, and now she's all upset, because her worldview has now changed of people, and what was should be fun, which is dating and getting to know people, is now kind of tainted because of her yucky experience with a jerk. You think they were angry because of that reason? Yes, you just have to be patient with them and show that you don't mean them any harm. Oh man, I gotta keep drinking my coffee. It's getting, even though I have this, I guess I'm gonna have to hang up soon too. But see, I keep my lid on my coffee because it's so cold. I'm not that cold because when I put the blind up, I get all hot, even though I have air coming in that way, but I have three walls around me. But since the window's right here, so my coffee keeps getting cold. What's that red dot? Is that on me? Oh, it's showing that you can hear me. Yes, my volume is on. First time using technology. Okay, so what are you saying? I'm fine with. Oh, sorry, I keep hitting this. I'm sorry. I know I'm making lots of noise. Fine with being patient. You don't mean them any harm, You want to get there fully and stay there permanently. Yep, well, you just gotta wait for that. That's the waiting game, as you were singing earlier. Just gotta wait. So I'm just gonna double check everything's okay on my phone. So I think I'm gonna have to hang up soon and get back to editing. I thought that was weird how that Ace of Pentacles just jumped up on my phone as my card of the day. Okay, everything's fine in my world, in Sephra's world. Sephra's world. So if anyone is watching and you don't oh, I gotta put this chat back. Sorry. Oh my God, aren't I exciting to look at? Okay, okay. I like to have. Oh, this one isn't. This chat isn't showing. Welcome to the chat room. Oh, but now your newest one came up, but all the chat in between isn't showing up. It just it's still offline. It's freezing, but offline. And then now the only new thing I have is one of the things that allures me is the possibility of better life in the new world. Yep. So yeah, so now my phone chat's back. Well, I could take it off the charger because it's charged now, so that don't have to worry about all that strings. Um, okay. It's hard being distracted. One of those distracted people, just getting distracted. Yes, the possibility of a better life in the new world. Yeah. Well, we all want a better life in a new world. I think most people want a better life, possibly in this world. It'd be nice if we could get this world organized. What was that? Oh, Staffy. Um, that's why I did the Women's March on Saturday. Even though it was minus 23 here in Toronto and a huge blizzard, we're all marching in the snow, freezing to death. Actually, wasn't that cold because I bought a lot of like winter gear for when I do background work. I'm a background performer in a lot of movies and TV shows, and sometimes we have to stand outside for hours. So I have very thin um, material for my clothes so I could put on many layers and still get my coat done up. So I was pretty prepared. It's just my face and my hands because I was trying to video record the march on my phone, but I couldn't hold it with my gloves and then, yeah. So my hands are pretty cold. So what do you have here? The new world. Oh, okay. The new world is better. I don't think we can fix Origin Earth. Not that it's impossible to fix Origin Earth, just people's choices made it that way. I figure so they're trying to change people, why not leave? Well, yeah, there's everyone's entitled to their opinions of how they want to live their lives for sure, but I know what you mean about the choices. It's like kind of what I was saying earlier is that I think a lot of people um, ultimately want similar things in life, but the paths to getting there are really so many. And then when people start getting into racism and sexism and things like this, it makes it hard to get along, which is women are marching and then other people are mad that women march, but women are 50% of the planet. And here in many countries we're still second class citizens regardless of how high we think we've come. So that's why we march, and there's that hope of having a better world. And then some people's ideas of having a better world is to stop procreating, don't bring any more children into the world because the world's too crowded. We're already having issues with getting enough food. Some countries don't have enough food. And then here in North America we're gluttons, we're hoarders. I mean, I had hoarders on earlier while I was setting up um, my thing, and we are like it's really disgusting. You see these people in these beautiful houses, or once were houses, and they got floor to ceiling trash, and then they have so much merchandise they haven't even opened, and then it's all full of rat crap. And and I know hoarding is a disease, but it's also, I think, first world disease. I can't imagine some people in these poverty countries being hoarders. I think it's a sign that we just have too much money and too much time. And in the same with my 600-pound life, again, there's so much consumerism. There's too much food, and these people are able to access all this food that's so bad for them. And then they get addicted to the sugar and the fats because, we're addictive animals. I'm totally addicted to sugar, and I have a huge battle with sugar every day. I have a lot of sugar in my coffee for that matter because I like it really sweet. And so yet other people would say they're allowed to do what they want. And so just right there at the very basic level, we can't seem to agree on how to live a productive, healthy life. Whereas, because we see TV, and yes, I know it's TV, um, isn't always the end all be all. So you have a crisis of abundance instead of a crisis of substance. Yes. Yeah. And that's what it is. And so I think also too, because I am older, I do remember the 70s. I was there. I was marching back then. And women's rights have come a long way. Gay rights have come a long way. A lot of these rights have come a long way. But the thing is, the generations after me don't remember the times where we didn't have all these rights. I mean, in my lifetime, when I was a kid, women couldn't get their own bank accounts. Women couldn't apply for their own credit cards. I've been married twice and divorced twice, and both my husbands were angry I wouldn't take their name. Um, all these things. And why should my children have my husband's name when I'm the one that gave birth to them and the husband's left? Like, then why wouldn't they have my name? Because they're still here with me. It's all these ideas and how we're forming societies or not forming them, and then people forget the history of how we got here, and instead of peeling back everything and going backwards in time, we should be continuing to move forward and make a wonderful planet for everyone, not just for the rich, not just for one race or one type. Well, this is all falling down. Anyways, that's my rant for today. Humanity on origin, Earth are fickle, stupid creatures with short memories, including me. Yep. And then there's people like my mom who has Alzheimer's who have no memories now. Sorry, I was being flippant. But yeah, fickle is the word for sure. Because, like I said, we all say, "Oh, we want this." We like look at the United States right now. I don't, Doug James. I don't know if you're from the states or not, and I'm in Canada. Um, but what's happening there is certainly, the, an example of how everything's divided. It's all divided. And instead of working to build the country a better place and making sure everyone has something to eat and everyone gets good health care and everyone has a home, and a purpose and a job, it's every man for himself. And it feels like that more and more. I don't even want to go to the States over the next while well, actually, I'm not traveling at all till the government shutdown is over because, um, and the government shutdown, like, I can't even imagine how many terrorists are getting into the country. It makes no sense to me, this government shutdown over a wall when so many, people can now enter the country, the people they've been so afraid of that they want to build the wall for, which is terrorists or gun traffickers and drug traffickers. They're all just marching in now because all the TSAs, are calling in sick. And so it makes no sense to me what that president of the United States is doing. Let's see, the U.S. has forgotten how Germans, Irish Catholics were treated as non-weights back in the 20s. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Um, in Canada, we're starting to fall into these crazy divided patterns too, somehow. Even though, I think on the outside, we're still having the reputation as being, that friendly, wonderful country that, oh, ha, ha, we're so mellow and all that. But if you take a good look at what's actually happening in Canada and watch Canadian news, we're just a microcosm of the States. And the stuff's happening here. They're bombing synagogues, they're hurting the Muslim people, and so on. And it's disgusting because people are people. And I guess, Dung James, if you are astral projecting to places, are there even races there? Is it all just cosmic minds, and there are no forms for people to be prejudiced against? They may just be prejudiced against you because you're just different coming from somewhere else, and they don't understand you yet and you don't understand them yet, and so you can work on getting some kind of synchronicity or simpatico. But like you said, the Catholics and the Irish, and how disgusting all that was. Chinese, the Asians, in Canada, all the Asians working on the railroad and were murdered, and we forget. And then, there's the whole thing that happened a few days ago with the First Nations man marching, and then the kids, now it's coming out. Maybe they weren't taunting him. I don't know, but that picture that's become quite iconic of the face-off, that does speak a lot, and it just tells me more that education is failing because that young man should recognize that First Nations guy, Nathan Phillips, which ironically is the name of our city hall, Nathan Phillips Square, um, that he's First Nations and he was here first. And then to add to that, that he was actually a Vietnam vet and actually fought for this country, and he fought for the right for that boy to be in his face. Um, he fought for the right for the freedom of self-expression, and that we can have marches and we can express ourselves. And ironically, now we have the backsplash of not living in a dictatorship. Anyways, I have so much. I'm always going on about these things, but oh boy, I think I'm at a point where I really do need to get moving on my day. Um, but so nice to see you again, Dung James. I'm going to try and get back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday. I think I can get back tomorrow. Yeah. So, anyways, everyone, thank you for coming by today. Oh, thank you, Peach, please. Thank you, Dung James. Thank you for listening to my rants. Thanks for hanging in there for the big crash. And now we're back. And yeah, I will see y'all later this week, probably tomorrow. I'm going to really try to get here tomorrow. Okay, bye. Stay warm.